I have been itching to release a solo episode. Welcome back to All Our Parts. I am your host, Jasmine Proctor. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. I just want to give a huge thank you, first and foremost, for people who have been tuning in and even my guests that I've had on the show. You all are adding major value, and I'm also loving the feedback that I'm getting. And so please continue to engage. It means everything to me. It's really special. But I just wanted to check in. I wanted to give a little update of where I am and how things have been going for me. I have been hard launching my business lately, and I have been really just focusing on that area. And actually I had a solo episode recorded the other night, but it felt super emo. That is one of the challenges that I'm facing right now with showing up online, is showing up authentically and showing up how I feel, because that's what the show is for. That's what my business is around, is there are no bad parts of ourselves. Then being vulnerable. And I think it all comes down to vulnerability. I don't know how to share some things. I want to, and I know it would resonate. I just don't know how to share some things yet, but I'm working on it and really processing it. That's where I'm at with just content and trying to find that balance of showing up as myself, sharing myself, and also just being very scared, because putting myself out there every day is very hard as someone who does not use social media in their personal life, really, besides to send memes to their friends. I wasn't someone that would take a lot of photos growing up and didn't really like to be in photos. I have in the back of my mind this would be really good content. And so it's such a different shift. It's such a different perspective for me that I'm growing into, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the people that I've been connecting with. Just creating a community, I think, is the best way that I can put it. I really have enjoyed building a community of like-minded people. And yeah, personally, I have been healing. We talk a lot about the inner child. I have been working on the inner teenager, and she needs a lot of love. She needs a lot of attention. And it has been a whirlwind of a process to be processing my teenage self. I have worked very hard to remove myself from those emotions and those feelings. And so it's really interesting to reprocess some things I've really forgotten and I tried really hard to forget, and being able to view it from a different perspective and actually feeling safer in my body to explore that and come back to present has been really meaningful. I also have the best therapist in the world. I want to bring something up because I see on threads, and I know people just post shit sometimes, but I see on threads people oh, if you like your therapist so much, they're not challenging you enough. I think you should like your therapist. And I think you can like your therapist and they can call you out. They can hold you accountable. But this idea that we are supposed to have mixed feelings towards our therapist, it does not resonate for me. It might resonate for you. You might need to have a disorganized relationship with your therapist. I would like to have an organized one. I would like to have a secure one, and that is one I do have. Love her. She's a queen. Such a fan. And if we didn't have the rapport that we do, I don't think there's some stuff that I would be talking about right now, but it's literally our relationship is what it is. And so I get to show up and say, you know what? This actually kind of fucked me up a little bit. And it's a really disorienting experience. And I think when I'm a bit more out of it, I will definitely share more. Let's just say it is amazing to see where I am now and to see that against every freaking odd, I managed to learn how to build relationships with other people, learn how to show up for other people, and have like an ounce of emotional intelligence. I'm not perfect and I work on it every day, but I'm very impressed with the person that I am today. And that, as someone who's very hard on themselves, as someone who often feels like I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing something well enough, or it's not perfect, so it's not good, and therefore I don't want to put it out. As someone who sits with those thoughts constantly, it is also amazing to be able to look at what I'm processing right now in therapy and being like, holy shit, you've come so far. And I get to hold space for teenage me, and I get to say, like, oh my God, like, I love you. And I feel so bad for you. And I love that I get to show up for you now. And it's really just so special. It's very hard, but it's really special. Other than that, things have been good. I've really just been focusing on investing, being more present in my personal relationships, being much more intentional, and I think going with the flow a bit more. I think I've had a lot of anxiety around releasing a solo episode because I often don't know what to talk about. And I realized growing up, I always had to know, and I always had to have the right answer. I couldn't change my mind. There was a lot that I couldn't do around knowing. And so it's very uncomfortable, but it's very exciting to be able to record right now and like say I have so much like going on. There's like some really, really great days, and there's some really, really like not so great days, and riding the wave of both and accepting that both will come and go as they please. And knowing that the day doesn't have to look the same every day, and I get a new 24 hours. And so I've been really leaning into that mindset that one day can look differently from the other. But yeah, really just, and I think when I'm not like fostering relationships in my life, I'm really just spending time with myself, relaxing, watching TV. I'm very excited that The Real Housewives is coming back this week, Salt Lake City. I have been yapping about the secret lives of Mormon wives to anyone that will listen. Yeah, I am doing okay. And, even I think the difference for like solo episodes for me is that I think being in the interviewer spot, there is a level at which I hold myself and I'm like, is this episode providing value? Is this episode giving the audience what they need to like show up in their week? And so a lot of my solo episodes, especially when I first started my show, it was just me talking, sharing about my experiences. I want to do that more often and consistently. And in order to do that, I have to get out of my own head. I've got to trust that even what I'm sharing off the cuff adds a lot of value as well. And I think I want to share just for anyone that's listening that like it does get clearer. I feel like I know so many people in like a limbo spot, a transitionary spot, and trying to figure out how to navigate the murky waters and trying to figure out how to make the best choice. And honestly, like I just want to tell you, you don't have to have it all mapped out in front of you. You've just got to make the next right choice. And then you keep making the next right choice. Eventually, you'll have everything that you need. And also know that you have everything you need already in yourself. I love pickleball. I'm waiting for Hoka and Nike to sponsor me. I'm going to put it out there in the universe and that someone's listening to this and wants to send me a pickleball PR box. But it's my favorite way to spend Monday. I start a new league tonight, and so I'm really excited. But yeah, I think that I wanted to share this because I welcome authenticity, honesty, and reflection in my show on my social media pages, even in the therapy space. And I need to practice doing it more often for myself as it relates to myself. And I want to encourage anyone that's listening right now that you are loved and you are so valued and you are enough. And if you need a friend, a buddy, happy to chat. I'm happy to listen. And I am currently accepting new clients in Maryland and Washington, D.C. And so if you are finding yourself needing a cool therapist to talk about all things reality TV and depression, I'm your girl. So I'll talk to you all later. I have some really exciting interviews coming up. I have interviews that I've got to share with you all. And so I'm so excited to continue creating. This has truly been a passion project come to life. And so, yeah, I'll talk to you later.